Hello everyone, it's falafel time, yay! So I soaked last night the garbanzo beans, dry garbanzo beans, 2 cups of this. It's like a large coffee cup. But for the sake of this recipe, I measured them. They turned out to be 9 of those measuring cups, just in case you need to know. I never really measure when I cook. I have 4 heads of onions that I chopped, 2 heads of garlic, 2 big bunches of Italian parsley, and a bunch of cilantro that I washed and they're ready to go to be chopped and go in the blender. And then salt, cumin, red crushed pepper, and I found some seasoning for falafel that I had in the freezer. So I'm just gonna use some, which I think it's mostly cumin and coriander. Okay, now back to chopping, blending the ingredients. So put a little bit of hummus or garbanzo, little bit of onion, garlic, cilantro, and parsley, and grind it really fine. Mix it a little bit, and I would add some salt and the falafel seasoning, all the crushed pepper and cumin. So I'm just gonna put like that, at least a tablespoon every time. And then I'll mix it all together when I'm done and taste it. So as you can see, first batch is done. So it's ground. It doesn't have to be really fine. It's fine the way it is. Just make sure it's all ground and mixed. Looks good, smells good already. So I'm just gonna do another batch here until they're all done. So I'll put some garbanzo beans, some onions, garlic, cilantro, and parsley. And I think I may end up putting more cilantro and parsley later because I don't have much garbanzo beans. So I'll mix it and then add the seasoning. All right, so as you can see, I finished grinding all the garbanzo beans with parsley, onion, garlic, cilantro. It's nice and green, and I just tasted it. Tastes so good. So I ended up not using all the onion, so I could have done with 2.5 or 3 heads of onion, and I didn't use all the 2 heads of garlic. I still have a little bit left over because I think that's enough, but I will chop this onion and fine and put it in the freezer, and I cook use it for cooking next time. But I'll show you next how I deep fry the falafel in just a second. All right, we're back to the falafel. So as you can see, I finished it right here. I'm gonna put this in the fridge. However, I'm going to make just a little bit for now, fry just a little bit. So I put canola oil in this frying pan, And I got a glass of water ready and the falafel mold right here that I'm going to use. So I put some of the falafel mix right here, and I like to add 1 egg to it just to make sure that it doesn't like sticks together when I fry it. And when I know that some people are vegan, then I don't put it with it. But I find that having the egg is, add some protein for the grandkids who need the protein. And I know all my grandkids love falafel. So I mixed the egg in here. I'm going to add a little bit of baking soda, just a touch, like maybe 1/8 of a teaspoon, and I mix it all together, and then I start frying it once the oil is ready and hot. So I'm waiting for the oil to get hot, and it's gonna be soon. Sometimes I put a piece of bread in there. When I see that it's golden brown, I know the oil is hot. Okay, so I'm gonna put this mold in here. And with the spoon, I fill it up. So I dip it in water so it doesn't stick. And with the spoon, I just shape it like that. And I think I'm gonna take a chance. Hopefully this is ready. Or it's gonna be ready soon. So I put that. Looks like it's ready, so I can make another one. Shape it and put it in there, and you can always adjust the, if you feel like it's not rising much, I would add a little more of the baking soda. I'm just gonna wait a little bit here, because sometimes if you add too much baking soda, it doesn't really stick together and it gets all over the pan. All right, so I tried with those 2 falafels and then lowered the heat on the oil, because I know the oil is ready and I don't want it to be too hot. So we just need to control it so it's not too hot, because if it's too hot, it gets brown on the outside and it doesn't really get done in the middle. So you can always adjust if you see that the falafel is not rising. You can add a little bit more of the baking soda. However, I think from the ones I just did that it's rising and it's really good. So I'm not going to add anything else. Just gonna fry them just a little bit and put him on a plate with a paper towel so it absorbs the excess oil. And I will show them to you when I'm done. And I would flip them every once in a while. Make sure that both sides get cooked well. That's really good. So I'm going to continue doing it, and I'll show you the product when I get done. Look at this yummy falafel. Yay, it's ready to come out. Look at that, and you can see there is a missing falafel in the plate that I just ate it. The first two I made, and it's really yummy. Smells wonderful, tastes yummy, and then you eat it with falafel, with tomatoes, lettuce, pickles, whatever you choose. You can make a pita, pocket bread, and sandwich. وصحتين وعافية.